Your day moves fast. Your news should too. That's why there's a new and improved Wish TV app bringing you more local news, breaking alerts, live streaming, weather forecasts, radar, and Indiana sports all in one place. Customize your news feed to see the stories that matter most to you and get the information you need when you need it. Download the new and improved Wish TV app today on iOS or Android and take News 8 with you everywhere.
Music, dance, theater. It's time to take a seat on the aisle with Tom Alvarez. Hear from performers, producers, presenters, and creators who enrich our lives in the performing arts. Who's on stage? Here is Tom Alvarez to introduce you.
Hello, and welcome to On the Aisle with me, Tom Alvarez. My guest on today's episode is Chad Rabinovitz, artistic director, producer, filmmaker, and entrepreneur. Join me now as I go on the aisle for a conversation with Chad. Welcome to my podcast, Chad. It's just great to having you here. And, thanks for traveling down from Bloomington, but apparently you were just telling me a story about being at an Indians game last night. So did you stay overnight or did you come back?
Oh, it's great to be here. I unfortunately did go back home to Bloomington last night. It was a super fun game, but it just got a deluge of rain. And so we all ran for our lives and got home in torrential downpour. And now it's nice to be back up here and it's beautiful and sunny. It's a great drive.
When you told me this before we went on, we started recording, you mentioned, okay, so I didn't hear that part, the rain part. Yeah. And I was at home when that deluge happened. There's lightning and everything. It was like torrential.
Yeah, and I was in the rain.
So, and you came down with a bunch of friends?
Yeah, it was a group of us. We got 12 seats in the outfield and had a great time. There's some wonderful things here in Indy that we can't do down in Bloomington. So
okay, so you're here to talk about constellations. So were all these folks like your constellation buds, your tribe?
Couple of them, but believe it or not, I branch out beyond theater sometimes too.
Well, you like sports?
I do love sports. I grew up on it.
I love sports too because, theater and sports have a lot in common.
Absolutely.
Theatrical, dramatic stories, pathos, comedy, right?
Well, I mean, my origin story is I'm only in theater because I got cut from the basketball team.
Oh, that's
so
interesting.
I grew up on sports and then ended up I remember coming to my mom and saying, "Hey, I think I might be the lead in the school play." And she said, "Can you do that?" And that was the only time she's doubted me, and she was absolutely right. I was not good, but it's what got me into theater. And that only happened because I got cut from the freshman basketball team, and a lot of circumstances just led to me trying out the arts. And I just was, in full force. That second, it was just diving off the deep end.
Well, the two have so much in common when you think about it. It's performance, it's team building, it's whatever. The whole anything that has to do with connection with your team and all have a common goal and the whole kind of thing, right? And there's vision to sports too.
Yeah, ultimately it's collaboration, right?
Exactly.
We don't create art in a vacuum. And the same thing, you can't play, a soccer game by yourself.
Uh-huh.
So I do think absolutely there's learning how to build off of one another is the same. And you just have I think a different part of your creative brain that adds to the art.
And this has become a regular mantra for me. And so my listeners, bear with me, listeners. I'm going to say it once again, but it's like right now with all of the noise and all of the controversy that is swirling around us, I find that for me, arts and sports are the only escape I have in order to be people. I have no idea what their politics are, but we all share something in common. It's a great escape. Would you agree?
I mean, absolutely. And it's affected programming choices for theaters across the country because you are building even more of an escape now. And speaking of sports, I was at Victory Field probably a couple weeks ago for the Banana Ball game.
Oh my goodness!
And so talk about sports meeting
Blending
art,
the two.
right? It is. It is nonstop.
And they're
entertainment.
clowns, they're acrobats, but they're actors too. They're comics, right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, some of those people are literally just paid to
are
be
they good
performers.
at baseball too?
Some of them.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I mean,
Of them.
there are clearly some that are designed to be your entertainers, and then I mean, they're doing backflips and
How close
catching.
is it to the Harlem Globetrotters?
I think it's the Harlem Globetrotters on steroids.
Okay.
Right? It's like the Harlem Globetrotters meets TikTok because it is this nonstop mentality. They don't play a song for more than 20 seconds before switching to a new hype song and then a new bit. So it's that same vibe.
Yeah. Were they here recently? Here
Yeah,
in Indy?
it's in the past month.
Is that when you saw them?
Yes.
Wow.
It's the good part of social media because I love that it's all positivity.
Yeah.
Like even you go there and you're not rooting against the other team. You're rooting for whichever team did something successful or fun. So it really is just this, talk about a communal collaborative vibe.
Yeah.
You can, we're all rooting for the Indianapolis Clowns when we're there, but we are also rooting for the other team when they hit a home run and cheering. So there's something so kind of special about what's happening with that.
Yeah.
That it is good theater.
Well, Chad, I need to be transparent because baseball isn't one of my favorite sports because it's too slow for me and I get bored. But having said that, I do love any sports event being in a crowd. That's always a great distraction when my mind drifts, right? Just that, just the whole energy and families and people eating hot dogs and drinking beer and having fun. And, it's that part of it. I love the community. I love that part of it.
So do you think we should add hot dogs and beer to theater and then we get that same
why
communal?
not? I was at
Let's do it.
I was at the symphony the other night and they did a show. The winner is best picture, best song, best score.
Mm-hmm.
And it was movie themes and Broadway themes. And you know what? They sold popcorn and candies in the lobby. Now that's smart.
That's good. Yeah, that's money
They
making.
made a fortune, and they really marked up that stuff. Like you have to when you got an not-for-profit. You got to make your bucks where you can find it. Right?
Sell candy. That's my mantra.
Yeah. So let's talk about Constellation. Gosh, I don't know where to begin. First of all, though, I was telling you that I've had a long history with the core organization. And you reminded me that it started with Cardinal.
Yeah, so it's actually a couple organizations that merged together.
Explain the whole thing.
Yeah, so I've been in Bloomington, I think it's 17 years now. I was hired to come in to run the Bloomington Playwrights Project, which is the only theater in the entire state of Indiana dedicated solely to new works. We only developed new plays and musicals that started with us and moved across the country and the globe. And then Cardinal Stage was, I think BPP had been around for about 45 years. Cardinal, at the time of the merger, about 20 years. Cardinal worked on mostly contemporary established work, did big holiday musicals. And then we merged those two companies along with Pegasus Institute, which was a film education company. And we set out to basically do 50% established work, 50% new works, to create some film content, to create the leading education program in the community for theater arts. And that's what we have. We're 4 years complete at the end of this year.
Having been an arts, I am an arts administrator, but I could tell you that funders love what you're doing, or any organization that has partnerships or the kinds of activities that you guys are known for, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it wasn't a small decision going into something like this when you have these organizations that merge that have some different missions. But ultimately, this was about a 1.5, 2 year vetting process before we made the merger. I mean, we took a lot of the community's feedback. We met with a lot of our funders, our constituents, and said, is this going to build back better? Can we serve our community better together or separate?
Now, speaking of, you just received a major gift. So that was another reason I brought you in here. So tell our listeners about it.
Oh, that's the Clues Foundation that we we got a major gift from them for $20,000 support, and that's general operating support, which is just, that's the kind of thing that's just, I mean, the core, the transformational for an organization when you can rely on support to continue to do what you do.
Yeah.
Even more so than programmatic. It's exciting when we can do new programs and launch new things, but we're still just building this base of who we are as now a 4-year-old company that has 45 years plus of history. And so what a generous thing to be able to get and to be able to help bring to Bloomington arts community.
So do your funders, I assume, Indianapolis is noted for and very fortunate to have so many local foundations. Do you gain support from all of them? Like Lilly Endowment and some of the other,
I wish the answer was
DeHaan and so on and so forth.
I wish the answer was yes to more of that, but the struggle we have is that a lot of those do have a regional limitation.
That's right. Lilly doesn't, its reach is in Bloomington, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
But if you know of anyone that wants to change their mind,
yeah, I know a few people, and I have a lot of listeners who are art supporters, so they heard it here.
Yeah, they are. I mean, the Lilly Foundation has supported something called the Ready 2.0 grant, which is about ROI for communities and coming up with big ideas.
Is that the company, though? That's not the endowment you're talking about, the Lilly Foundation?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's separate, right?
I believe so, but
it is. Yeah. So, okay, let's go back to Constellation then. You, where are you operating out of? Do you have like a headquarters?
Sure do. So we operate multiple spaces. So if you go to downtown Bloomington, we are located at the Waldron Arts Center. And
that's where Cardinal used to present.
Yep. So Cardinal used to rent that.
I've been there many times.
Yeah.
Yes.
So since then, we took over and did a $1.5 million renovation of the space. It's gorgeous.
So no, you're longer in the
it used to be Ivy Tech Community College operated the John Waldron Arts Center.
No, I was talking about what's the movie theater, former movie theater, that's historic. Indiana, Chumley, Berkeley.
Oh, Buskirk Chumley Theater.
Buskirk Chumley, I was close. Yeah.
Yeah. So Buskirk Chumley is across the street from us, and separate entity. We used to rent their facility for the large holiday.
That's
shows.
where I saw the last time I saw was a show that I saw there, and it was Elf, I believe.
Oh yeah, great.
Yeah.
So now we do those at our location, just right across the street. We have a 150-seat. Black box theater in the upstairs. We have a 60-seat theater in the downstairs of that building. We have 3 art galleries throughout the building. And then we have an off-site location that we call the Constellation Playhouse. It's another 85-seat theater. We have a film studio and an education facility that's off-site in a different location. And we have a scene shop as well. So we really do have a constellation of buildings.
Come down and get a tour. That sounds
happy
wonderful.
To give it to you.
Speaking of Pegasus Productions, how is that associated with the movie company in Bloomington?
So Pegasus Productions created the Pegasus Institute, which was about film education, and then grew to be theatrical education as well. And so while we're separate from Pegasus Productions, that's where we got our sea legs in film. And then we created most recently a short film called Rock Paper Destiny about 2 feuding high schools in a high stakes rock paper scissors tournament. And that involved about 250 people from the community, including 20 high school actors who were local. We brought in a cinematographer and director and 3 actors from LA. Really made something great that then recently had its premiere at the Cleveland International Film Festival, their 50th anniversary. It's about to play the Chinese Theater in LA in about a week. I was selected for the Dances with Films Festival.
So you're spreading your tentacles.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of stuff.
So tell me, I presume you know our mutual friend, Gordon Professor Strain. One of the founders of Pegasus and still involved. He's like one of the people who runs it, correct?
Well, I don't have a close relationship with him or that part.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you know Zach Spicer.
I do not.
Zach and John Armstrong helped create Pegasus Pictures, and I believe
those are his partners,
yeah.
right? Well, I have a long-term friendship, but mostly from the theater. I started when he was at IRT, and he still teaches at Franklin.
Oh, wow.
Theater at Franklin. So he too is like you and me. We have theater and film, television. Or film and theater. You don't have any TV experience, do you?
Nope. I helped a production of The Puppy Bowl.
Okay.
But other than that,
I mean, for me, it's all the same. It's all storytelling. This podcast is storytelling, right? Yeah. And we're telling your story.
It's all just art. It's creation, man.
Yeah. So let's go back to, where did you come from?
Before this, I was at Westport Country Playhouse in Westport, Connecticut. Had the
great reputation.
Yeah, and a great fortune of I mean, my boss, the artistic director at the time was Joanne Woodward. I got to became friends with the Newman family, and it was a great honor and joy of my life to be able to know Paul Newman and Joanne, and to work with the level of people. I mentored under Tazewell Thompson there and Andy Keefe, and it was just an incredible time to be a part of that company. Mm-hmm. And then they did a national search for this job here in Bloomington, and this is the disgusting name dropper story, is that I was at dinner with Joanne Woodward and John Mellencamp, and she turned to me and said, well, what are you working on next? And I said, well, I've got an interview for a job in Bloomington, Indiana. And John, who had not said anything to me up until then, turns and goes, where? And I said, Bloomington, Indiana. Have you ever heard of it? And so I then found out about Bloomington from there. That. 2 days later, flew out here. And, honestly, I loved being in Westport, but I tell people, I have 3 days of living in Bloomington, and I was like, this is a better life than I've had previously. And I signed a 3-year contract 17 years ago.
Well, but that's not surprising, though, because there are plenty of people like you who've found their way to Bloomington because it has such a great reputation. I mean, I've been here since the early 70s when I was a young man. I had no money. I had no friends here. I was just getting started in my TV career, and I really missed my support system back home. But I found friends in Bloomington, and I would travel there every weekend to hang out with people in Bloomington because, interestingly enough, back then, Indianapolis was, it wasn't what it is now. I mean, I was really disillusioned. I thought it would be, quote, a big city. Mm-hmm. But I got what I needed artistically in every which way in Bloomington. And that's why I kept going back. At one point, I was advised, Tom, if you really want to set roots and you need to get to know Indy, you need to stick around here and quit going to Bloomington. It's that simple. So I did, and it all worked out. But I still have a soft place in my heart for that There's a culture there.
Yeah, and it's not that long a drive, so I think
with the highway expansion, 69, how much time did it cut off?
It's like 15 minutes quicker now. I feel like it just feels faster.
Shaved off about 15 minutes, right?
And now, you can get yourself a self-driving car, and you don't have to worry about it. It's a piece of cake.
Well, it's like living in any big city because plenty of cities have cities like nearby, like Bloomington, where people commute back and forth all the time.
Yeah, and I feel like they complement each other nicely. There are things
Very
like
much.
I can't. I'm not going to see a minor league baseball team in Bloomington, but you're also going to get to see the Hoosiers play in Bloomington, and you can't get that in Indianapolis.
Well, it goes on and on and on. You've got these great arts programs, the ballet and opera, which are world class.
Yeah.
You've got the Jacobs School of Music. Those musicians, are the faculty and performances there, and then you've got that Broadway tour. Goodness.
Yep. There's I mean, if anything, the issue is that there's so much competition for any arts group. There's something you can do every night, and it's wonderful to just live there.
That's why it attracts its faculty and people. I happen to know people who retired there intentionally when they were looking for a place to retire. And I know there's been national press about Bloomington being on a list of people that's desirable for retiring. So you got all these baby boomers, and hopefully they're spending their money at your theater, right?
Yeah, they better be.
The silver tsunamis, and many of them are highly educated, and they go to Bloomington because they know they'll be fed intellectually, artistically, but you also have great restaurants.
Yeah, there's so much, and it's just nice to meet new people who come to town and discover our theater and become regular patrons. Man, I was on this kayaking tour with some friends just this weekend, and there's a group of people who were who had joined me, who I'd not met, and they were coming in from Evansville, and they said, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" I said, "I run Constellation," and they said, "Well, we've got tickets for Thursday night." I said, "Great." So, it's nice that we're also the tourist destination. It's something when you're looking to come to town,
Like I was saying, though, I actually know, I have several friends who consciously, and some of them actually went to school there, so they have these idyllic memories of going to school at IU, but they did their homework about the cost of living and what's available through the university and the city itself, and they're very happy retirees down in Bloomington. And so when I go down to see them, they're just really grateful they made that choice.
So it's set. You're moving there? Great.
Well, it wouldn't be a bad place to retire. Not at all. Lots of other people are doing it. And I think about, let's do name drop, because I've had several people on the show who have deep, 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 deep Bloomington ties and are big names like Angelo Pizzo. He's been on the show.
He's also been on our board.
Well, yeah, and it makes sense considering what you do. And he loves the actors in Bloomington. He uses them in his independent films. He just did one. I'm sure the actors came from your company. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And what's the name of that film? Has it been released yet?
Oh, don't put me on the spot for that. I don't believe it's complete yet.
Yeah.
But I also don't remember the title.
He is a huge champion of Bloomington.
Oh, he's great.
He talked about it on my podcast, and I said, go for it. And, he talked, well, I mean, look what he's created. It's based on stories. And I hear are you involved at all with the 500 film, the women's Little Five?
The Little Five film?
Yeah.
No, but that's, again, Zach Spicer is leading the charge on that.
But they'll be using actors that you've worked with.
Oh, sure. Anytime something comes in town, it's, we get a call of who can you recommend? We're looking for X roles to be filled. And so we help wherever we can.
They'll find actors here in Indianapolis, too.
And we find actors from Indianapolis all the time,
even back when Angela did Hoosiers, a lot of those people were from Indianapolis, actors, people I knew, community theater actors who went toe-to-toe with those Hollywood folks. And it was great. It was great. Well, it just, for me, reinforces that good art is made everywhere, and there's talent everywhere. It may be a bigger, it may be a bigger arena in a place like New York or Chicago. And that's another one of my favorite. I like to ask people like you, and you're from Westport, Connecticut, or you were at Westport and you came here intentionally. But what's your feeling about this idea that if you were any good, you would be in New York?
Yeah.
As a theater person.
I think it's a stigma that, in some ways, was a self-fulfilling prophecy of the centralization of art being, theater specifically being New York. And that's like the barometer of what success is too. And I'll say, as someone who's built his career kind of avoiding that route, I didn't move to New York to make it. I worked at theaters all across the country.
You're a product of the regional theater system.
Yeah. I mean, at one time I moved 9 times in 15 months from theater to theater, from anywhere from Wisconsin to Colorado to Louisville, to here to Connecticut. Maryland, Pennsylvania. So to me, it was about where can I create work, and also who would hire me, and especially the younger time, especially as a director, right? You're building, and as an arts administrator, artistic director, you're building that repertoire and the skill set. So I just never understood the financial proposition of saying, let me go into the most expensive place with the highest amount of competition and try to make it, because then I would end up spending all this money just trying to survive, and it would get in the way of me being able to create.
And that's another one of my favorite themes, the idea that many people go to New York because they want that they want fame and fortune.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for. The work, of course, but it's the fame and fortune. They want to be stars, and they go for it.
Well, and I mean, again, there's nice things about the exposure, and I think it can be a goal for some shows. What we do, since we create a lot of work, what things start with us and then move all across the globe.
Of course.
And, you know, for example, we did do a show 2 years ago. It was a couple more than that. The Life and Slimes of Mark Summers, who is also an Indianapolis guy.
Yeah.
So Mark came in, we developed the show in Bloomington, and then it ended up moving off Broadway. We had a very successful 4-month run 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
It was crazy cool. And that was all of the Bloomington team.
Yeah. Let's talk about how Steppenwolf, that scene and how it's developed over the years and continues to, and yet they made their mark, and a lot of their work ended up, they became a tryout city for New York.
Exactly. And what's nice is the difference between us and Chicago is that you're out of that the critic's eye to a level that you can create in a more safe place. So you can take risks and then kind of develop under the national radar for it. Or if you wanted that press, we can get that too. But it's a matter of, can you just come here, have an environment that you have all the resources to make something new, and then see what you have. And then you can decide, okay, is this a New York show? Is this something that belongs on a cruise ship? Is this something that we want to tour? And so we've had, I say this now in my current curtain speech, we have about 550 shows that have, over the course of Bloomington Playwrights Project and Constellation, have been developed with our company. That's a lot of shows, but those plays have gone on to have 1,632 productions across the globe. We've been in 15 countries. Our plays have gone to Japan, to Australia, to India, Argentina, and all 50 U.S. states have been affected by shows that started in Bloomington.
Yeah.
And so that's cool when you think about what you're creating as an artist, but then as an audience member, you think about being in that audience, right? Are you the first one to see Hamilton, and it's your reactions?
Oh, yeah.
If you're laughing, if you're asleep, if you're crying, the writer's in the audience with you making changes based on your reaction. And then it goes on to affect communities worldwide because of what you did. That's such a cooler thing to be a part of. And so that's what I love about new works.
Yeah. Chad, are you guys connected with, I'm blanking on the name, and the Phoenix Theater has a connect,
New Play Network,
yeah.
National New Play Network,
Yeah.
and then there's a NAMP, the National Alliance for Musical Theater, we're connected to. Yeah.
Okay, let's go back, because I want to mention this. I am a reviewer. I don't call myself a critic, other people do, and now I'm also called an influencer. But
Nice.
I come from TV. I see myself more as a reporter, and I made documentary films. So I look at art from the standpoint as I like to put you there. But I consider a real critic is someone who looks at new work and comments on it. Like if I were to see new work, I would feel compelled to give my view about it as much as possible. But generally, most stuff I see, I'm 78. I've seen stuff 3 or 4 times. Professional, educational, community theater, readings. I mean, and I'm able to compartmentalize and judge them based on their own merits. But sometimes it's like, oh my God, could I see Hamilton one more time?
Yeah.
And I have. I've seen 4 professional productions.
Wow. Okay.
So, Yeah. Anyway, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that it would be refreshing. I need to come and see some new work, so that I can like really, pass on my thoughts. But I'm never mean spirited. I don't let my ego. It's not about showing how smart I am. I just like want to write for the average theater goer.
Yeah, I mean, I find reviews, criticism. I mean, as an individual, it's helpful because it's how you get better. One of the things we struggle with now with reviews kind of going away from our local media. I mean, they're non-existent in Bloomington now.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's with.
So what do you get? Bloggers and audience pull quotes from audience
that's
people?
That's it. That's all we have.
Yeah.
Because I mean, with newspapers wanting to have a more national focus,
I understand.
We don't have that, and we need we benefit, even if it's not a positive review. That means that when it is one.
I want to give a shout out to Cassie.
Let's do it. Hopefully she's listening right now. Hi, Cassie.
She's been on my tail she never has stopped sending me press releases, writing me notes. And it's, of course, my Catholic guilt, it's, oh my God, I feel really bad. I haven't gone down there. She worked so hard to keep, she's very impressive. It's great that you have her.
Yeah, she is wonderful.
But there's only one of me, and, I'm, super busy here in Indy. But that's another reason I want to come. I want to create some enthusiasm for myself so that I can see what you're doing. And I haven't met you, but I could tell from your bio that, as I said, you've really had a very, very, very interesting career in all the places you've been, especially.
Well, I'm thankful for her persistence.
Yeah.
And we'll get you down to a show soon. I will say the first show of next season, I'll be directing, called Heist by Aaron Lacra. That's a new work that it'd be great to have your feedback on.
Do you present new work by voices of people of color? Have you?
Aaron Lacra is just that too. So Aaron Lacra is a Canadian of Indian descent.
Okay. How about Latino or African American?
Yeah.
Or LGTB?
Yeah.
I'm all of those things. So, and I am interested in all of them.
Yeah. I mean, much like, I hope all theaters. I mean, we have a extensive season selection process. We get about 3,000 new plays submitted to us annually. I mean, it's overwhelming. The number of plays. I actually just gave an interview with the Dramatists Guild about, how do we manage all of those?
Sure.
What do you do? And then how do you try to find the right show that fits your season while also always keeping an eye for diversity and inclusivity. And that goes from playwrights to roles available and designers. I mean, it permeates your entire company and the values that
do you
hold.
consider your culture, your organization inclusive?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's
in what way?
Well, for me, it's about. I don't want to say it's a personal thing. For our company, it's about breaking down the barriers to entry. Right. So, I think. It's not about meeting a quota, right? And I think that's where it ends up becoming tokenism, where it's, okay, well, this is this slot this year. We really spend, and we've had numerous talks, meetings, and committees dedicated to trying to break down what are those things that we inherently had done, or especially being a new company, right? We are recently merged, so we had this opportunity to say, who are we becoming? And who are we and how are we? And what are we going to do to, change who we were in the past or create a new version of who we are in the future?
I do see a lot of theaters around the country, regional theaters, that actually keep an eye towards their demographics and their programming. And they do have, every year they have some voice of people of color, African or Latino, but a lot of that has to do with the market too. When they have a certain demo that needs to their season needs to represent the community, So that's kind of different than what's happening in Bloomington. You have an international group of people there. I mean, audience.
Yeah, I mean, we have different limitations than we might have in other communities. Certainly, when you're casting in the area that we cast the bulk of, diversity is harder in our roles.
And do you? And I just wrote a review, and I AI'd because I want to make sure. What is the current designation for casting people of color? And remind me. And I wrote it down, and I've forgotten. It used to be non-traditional casting, but that's no longer. There's a new one. Identity, cultural something. I don't remember, but yeah. So, but there's a new word to describe actors. People of color playing. Typically, people see white people in these roles, and I can't think of it. Anyway,
but
do you guys do that?
Yeah, I mean, again, every show is its own individual.
If the actor fits the role and can do the role, I mean, it's that simple.
Yeah. I mean, it's about telling the story. It's about, but I think you also need to look at how it's always been told, and was it because of some poor values that existed previously, or what can we do to bring it more relevance now? Sure, absolutely. I mean, we're next year we're producing Enemy of the People, right? It's a Henrik Ibsen play that's extremely powerful, written in 1882, and it is one of the concerns of the play in that selection process is, okay, well, what's the gender balance for our season? Because now that is a play that is historically all men, right? It's and this adaptation is 8 men and 1 woman, right? So that not only affects how this show's done, but it affects what I'm going to put in the rest of the season. But then traditionally, of course, when Henry Gibson was producing it, it would have been an all-white cast. We are certainly not limited to, none of the script dictates that. There's no reason what we would have, anything other than colorblind casting for that show. So I guess all that's to say, every script we have to look at, we work with our casting director, Kate Galvin, to individually tackle what our needs and what our openness is.
That name comes to mind. I just had a young man, Adam Guan, on my show.
I listened to that show. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he gave a shout out to her. Yeah. What? Awesome. I love that chat with him. Yeah. Did you enjoy
He's
it?
Fascinating. Yeah. He's one that has been on the list of people I'd love to work with. Yeah, and I've not met.
Well, I bet I'm very familiar with his work. Do a killer collaboration together on some musical. I'm sure he's got one in the works that you could premiere.
All right, Adam, if you're listening, send it to me. I actually probably should reach out. His work is incredible.
Yeah, well, I'm sure over the course of the years with all of those theaters you've been, that your network is vast, is it?
I'm very fortunate with the people that I've been able to work with and the success that we've had. It's always a joy to create anything, but it's to be able to work with people at the top of their game and to be able to have success with the shows.
Sure.
I mean, it's cool.
And if I may say, you sitting across from me, we just met. I really, you have a great energy, and it's the kind of energy that the best managing directors or executive directors have when you're running an organization, because you're the face of the organization in Bloomington, aren't you?
I mean, that's
so
for better or worse.
So you spend a lot of time networking.
Yeah.
And you go to a lot of cocktail parties and all kinds of stuff in order to speak with passion about your theater, right?
Yeah, which is not hard when you're passionate about what you do, and that's what I love. I don't have to memorize a bunch of stuff.
You do have this infectious quality about you, so I'm sure people, how can they say no?
Well, it's interesting because I often check myself because you have that sort of wide-eyed energy when you start, and I'm always just very careful because you certainly, I mean, I'm not immune to it. You get jaded over things over time. You get it's a tough industry.
But have you acted?
I early on. I'm not an actor
Well,
by
I'm
any
saying
means.
you're
That's
around enough actors, when you're fundraising, you kind of have to perform too.
Yeah, but you know what? What people don't
You
like
gotta
is people who feel like they're performing.
Yeah,
Right. And
I
so
know.
you find that genuine thing of like, when I talk about a show, when I
Yeah.
talk about the company or anything I love,
Yeah.
I just love it.
So you love the artistic part, but the fact that and that's what we have in common. But so how do you like doing the business part of it?
It's a different part of the brain. I was a dual theater and business major.
Ah,
So I really did study to be both.
it's very smart.
That's what my parents said.
Yeah.
And it
Something
was,
to fall back on. But now
Yeah.
you get to do both of your loves.
and I found it fascinating. I mean, I fell into directing in college because I think everyone gets into theater wanting to act. And then in college, I learned what directing truly was. And I found it so intellectually stimulating and so creative. And then it was actually part of my business brain that I was also bringing to the organizational elements of it. And then I can bring the creative side to the administrative aspects. And I just have, I'm always inspired by doing it. And no day is ever the same.
So you're the artistic director,
Yes.
correct? And who's your managing director?
Gabe Gloden.
Okay, so the two of you are a team, like a lot of
Correct.
the most successful organizations where you have the artistic and the business, but you also overlap stuff, right?
Oh, sure. So Gabe and I actually go back 17 years. So we worked at Bloomington Playwrights Project together.
Oh, yeah.
And back then, BPP was, I think when I took over, it was a projected $80,000 in debt. And I would give curtain speeches to 5 people in the audience. And it's a bad day when 4 people are in the audience on one side and 1 person sitting by themselves. And I decided to ask that other person to move to be with them because I just A, thought it'd be funny, and B, thought it would be like, oh, well, like it would be communal. And then he didn't move, and I was like, oh, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
So we set out and to grow the company, and within 3 years, we were starting to sell out the theater, doing only new works, and we ended up. Gabe and I built that company into one that we sold out every single performance of every show for 5 straight years.
That's great.
Only new works. Building just a reputation for what you're about to see, even though you didn't know it. And I think theater itself is following that trajectory with Netflix and these on-demands that are now creating Netflix originals, Hulu originals, right? It's so much easier now to try new things. And it's so much more, we're building a social sensibility that it is fun to try, and it's cool to take a leap and say, oh, I saw this and now I want to share it with you because have you seen this one yet? So I think we were kind of like at the onset of that, and now I think it's ripe to bloom, right?
Before I forget, let's go back to name dropping. Okay.
Okay.
Jesse
Eisenberg.
Do you have any ties to Jesse? And for those listeners, he is the Hollywood actor who did an independent film. I'm blanking the name of it.
I mean, he did the Social
Most
Network.
recently, though.
Oh,
and it gained a lot of attention. His actor won an Academy Award.
yes, that one.
What was that film? It was about returning to his family home in Europe. He's Jewish, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, I know exactly the one you're talking about, and
Anyway,
I can't picture the name.
Do you have ties to him? Does he
Yes.
support your company?
So actually, I think we ended up producing, and as BPP, Jesse wrote a short play for us.
Oh, cool.
And it was, I think, the first play right before any of his other major works started getting produced.
Yeah.
So yes, through some our social network. I mean, he's actually the son-in-law of one of my board members.
Oh,
so
well,
sure, he's
hey,
a super nice guy.
I have some ties too. Let me name drop. So I know his wife, Anna, and I met her when she was a little girl. Her father, I helped him get into Indianapolis television.
Yeah, so Bob Arnoff.
No,
Right?
Anna, his wife.
Anna.
Strout.
Yeah. So
Ben Strout. He was a TV producer. And he had a film company production called 19th Star, and we produced a documentary about James Dean. So that's how I know him.
Yeah. So, Anna actually brought we do a 24-hour play festival in Bloomington, and that's because she used to run those in New York. And yeah, her father Bob is on our board, and she married Jesse, and so just
her
lovely people.
mother headed
Toby
middle way
house,
the domestic violence facility. So you knew her too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I shared Seder with that family one time, and it was really
so
cool.
did I. I did actually. I think I went to a Seder with Anna and Jesse.
This is. I mentioned this to Adam. I think I said, let's play Jewish geography. I'd never heard that before, and I checked it out later. I said, was that a slur? I better check it out.
that.
No, there is such a thing. My ex was Jewish, and he used to say that all the time because anyway, it was a lot of fun.
I remember when I was at University of Pittsburgh, I left Maryland and I came there and I was getting like new eyeglasses, and the eye doctor there said to me, mentioned something about Pikesville, Maryland. And I said, oh, I've got relatives in Pikesville, Maryland. He goes, Chad, you're Jewish. We all have relatives in Pikesville, Maryland. And I was like, oh, okay. I don't know. I'm just...
Yeah, and I just posted for Pride Month a clip of Nathan Lane. It was an old interview, and he was talking. If it weren't for the gays, the Jews, and the blacks, there would not be any theater. It's just a fact, and it's so true. It's such a cliche, but it's so true. And yeah, where it derives from what we've all survived. We kept our sense of humor in order to get through it, right?
I mean.
In show business, it's expression, right?
100%.
Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit about Chad? Do you have a family, or what's your story?
Well, so I grew up as a triplet in Maryland.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So there's 3 of me. And I was the freak that went into the arts. And
all boys, girls,
you
mixed?
Brother named Mike who lives in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and my sister Allison lives in Vienna, Virginia.
Okay.
And I'm also the only single one without kids.
Okay.
So just a giant disappointment to my parents.
Yeah.
But
you could have been a doctor.
That's, I mean,
Or
you want to talk about a stereotype?
at least a
That is
lawyer.
literally, I really got into the arts by performing magic. So I was heavily into, like I was going to be a magician, and my mother just kept trying desperately to convince me that sleight of hand skills would be great for a plastic surgeon. Just always, it was that, and I
bet you they're proud of you now, though, right?
I think they would.
Have they come down to see your work?
They have. They have.
Okay.
They're the type of parents who just are supportive of
Sure.
anything, but they don't understand the industry in any way. And then, I've in the recent past forayed into the for-profit world, starting a retail business.
Really?
And so that they
Tell me
understand
about
fully.
that.
So I started. This is right out of COVID. So there was a portion of the time where I was the artistic director. I was producing artistic director at Bloomington Playwrights Project and the artistic director of the Adirondack Theater Festival in Glens Falls, New York, which is about 3.5 hours straight north of New York City.
Okay, and you didn't tell me where you were originally from. That was your hometown.
Hometown is Eldersburg, Maryland.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, about 45 minutes from Baltimore.
Okay. So you were saying.
Yeah. So I was running both of those 2 companies for about 5 years, and then COVID happened. And then ended up going full-time to create Constellation here in Bloomington. And then at that time, I had a proposition to, because Adirondack Theater Festival had gone so well, and there was a sponsor there who said, open a store with me. And I said, if it's a candy store, I'm in. He goes, sure. So it created the only candy store called the Candy Space, where you can actually launch whatever you purchase throughout the store. Think about like a bank pneumatic tube system. You put your candy in a capsule, hit an Apollo era launch button, and then it flies through the store into space and down to the register. And so I had all my theater friends help create it. The person who designs my sets designed this store. The person who built my sets built the store. Lighting designer designed the lights for it and helped me with the experiences. The person who did all the posters designed the logo. So it was basically a bunch of theater people creating a candy store.
And where is it located?
It's in Lake George, New York.
Oh my goodness.
And so it became, and then this was around where TikTok suddenly started becoming big. So all of a sudden we opened the store, and I don't even know really what TikTok is yet. I built it as an idea of like, oh, this will be Instagrammable. People will take, videos and pictures of this launch. And then all of a sudden we're like, I've got kids coming in who want to take photos with me because they've seen me launch candy. And it was a weird thing, but it was so fulfilling. And I still own that store. And
when you opening the Bloomington branch?
I'd love to. The tourist prices really are the key there, and so it needs to be like Indy might actually be a good.
Actually, you're absolutely right.
So it'd be fun. But I remember watching my
I could see that on Mass Avenue or Broad Ripple or somewhere like that. But Fountain Square.
I'm ready to do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
But I remember my mom walked into that store for the first time, and I always thought she was proud of me. And then I saw her walk into my retail store, and she goes, "That's what a proud parent looks like." She was so happy because she got it, and I appreciate that. And then so that led to I started a manufacturing company where I manufactured freeze-dried candy. We were the first to retail markets for what is now a major item on all shelves. So created something called Space Candy that's still in the Smithsonian, Kennedy Space Center, NASA, SpaceX gift shops. If it's we were World Market and sold over 2 million bags.
That's where that business education came in handy, and also because it's not for profit doesn't mean it's not a business. Or you run a not for profit because you still have to know about budgets and financials, how to read financials, how to forecast and blah blah blah.
I think that's a misnomer about nonprofits. People think that they should be non-profitable, and the reality is you even more so have to run a good profitable
you have
business.
To know how to sell too.
Yeah, but you
all those
can't.
things.
The only difference is that there's no dividends to pay out. I'm not going to take. If we have a big year, I don't collect a percentage of how many or how much your ticket sales are. You're just putting the money back in, and you need it to be profitable so you can grow your company.
Well, I probably know the answer, but tell me what's the percentage of that you rely on from ticket sales for your overall budget?
Oh, I don't
30,
have that.
40,
I'm
less?
going to say 40 right now, but Gabe knows that off the top of his head, and I don't know where we stand.
And that is a constant mantra for me to always, impressing on people. We have to have donor support because tickets, you can't rely on them. It's so fickle.
Yeah, that's why this foundational support and general operating support has such an impact. We have to have that kind of support.
And, I do like having someone like Cassie on board. It's critical that you're always marketing. You never stop ever.
It's the only way, because once you stop marketing or you cut back what you do or you cut back how you sell it, well, guess what you're going to end up with? Less tickets, fewer tickets next year.
You and your partner kind of proved, though. It's a lot more, but if you build it, they'll come. But having the artistic product itself is really important. You always got to keep an eye. You're always having to top yourself, right? Artistically, or maintain a certain level of quality.
I think, it's not about topping, because you're always taking a different, not all the shows are the same or have the same goals or accomplishments, but you do have a standard of quality.
Yeah, well, the acting, the directing, the designers that you choose, all of that. It's all part of it. Your product.
Yeah, but it's, if I'm creating a season, I look at it like a roller coaster. I want to take you all over the place, because not every show can be for every person, right? Every show I do is and I know this by feedback. Every show I get an email saying it's the best show we've ever done. And then I'll get that same show, someone will tell me all the things they didn't like about it. Right. Yeah. And so you're really just trying to have more of the best show emails than
Are
the
you
other
like
ones.
me? Do you take one negative and it ruins your day? And then when you've gotten 34 positives before that?
It honestly, it depends on the day, but it depends on how close I am to the show and if I agree with the feedback. Sometimes I kind of do appreciate it when it is constructive and good. And sometimes I'm like, you know what? That's very insightful. And I think you're right. I can't say that we can hit a home run every time, but we're swinging for the fences every day.
A good attitude. Yeah, it's a good attitude. You have to have that attitude or you'd be discouraged all the time.
Well, all you can do, I mean, if you think about it as like we are a manufacturing company, we are, all I can do is build the infrastructure so that every time we have the tools we need to make the best show that we possibly can with our infrastructure. But the artists change every time and the ambitions change every time. And sometimes, I just did a show that used a whole boatload of projections. We've never done that before. It was intentionally designed to push our limits to see where they are right now. And so if you're not pushing to, I think it's like running. If you're not pushing yourself to close to failure sometime, well, you're not going to improve what you do. And so sometimes you ride that line a little too far and sometimes not enough to improve as much as you want to. But you can't just always say, I'm topping myself or I'm always going to be, this is the best show you've ever seen. It is to someone. And that's why I also can always speak passionately about every show because I know every show we've as a team, as a collaborative group, have tried our hardest. I'm happy with the product that we've released, and it's someone's favorite every time. And you get to choose if it's yours.
Speaking about every show, we have to wrap up now, but I want to, what do you want to plug? What's going on?
Oh, man. Well, Cassie would be upset if I didn't give you the season plug.
Go ahead, please.
How much can I?
Be my guest.
I'll go through the season very
guest. And also give me the website address right now.
Sure.
Because people can go on there.
seeconstellation.org, SEE Constellation.
And it's all on there, but go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, we just announced our season. This is our 5th anniversary season. The show, I'm telling you, don't miss. Come to see Heist. Heist starts out our season. Once you see that, you'll be like, okay, I'm in for the rest. It's the first ever Ocean's 11 for the stage, right? No one's ever, I was literally watching the movie and I was like, I don't think anyone's ever written a heist, a true Ocean's 11 for the stage. And I called up the smartest playwright I knew, Aaron Locker, and I said, Aaron, will you write this with me? And he said no. And then I called him 3 more times, and eventually he said yes. We developed this, and it went from, at the time, BPP was the last show before our merger, to he's in Canada, so it went to Calgary and then to 2 other productions in Canada. Sold $2 million in tickets in Canada alone. And now it's about to come back to the U.S. and then go on a major co-production at Milwaukee and Cincinnati and Florida, but you're going to see it in Bloomington first. Cool. So that's about a group of criminals who set out to steal a diamond from an international jewel thief.
Sounds like fun.
So don't miss that. That's September. That'll get you going. We're doing Goosebumps the musical in the fall, October, as part of our TYA series. If you know the classic R.L. Stine books, it's about a group of kids who put on a school play and start to wonder if the show is actually cursed. Then our holiday musical is Annie. That you just don't want to miss. It's our big budget show. We decorate our whole building.
Have you found your dog already?
You know what? We set up auditions for the dog in I think a coming weeks. So hopefully we had some misfortune with our Wizard of Oz dog biting some of the actors, so we actually had to replace him mid-show. And I don't know how many kids are affected when all of a sudden Toto just changes breeds mid-show. So we're going to hopefully get one that's...
You're going to do non-traditional casting? I mean, would you cast a Pekingese if they were talented enough?
I opened any dogs. Although probably on the smaller size dog would be helpful. Yes, inclusive dog casting. And then as I said, Enemy of the People, which is an incredibly relevant and powerful show. That's in February. And then we have Mojo and Jimmy, the totally awesome magic show, which is about a monkey and a tomato who try to save the jungle using magic. It's actually written by the reigning world champion of magic. It's crazy cool, and that's part of our PB&J Cafe, a dinner theater for kids. So it's a great experience for families. And then we round out the season in May with The Cottage, a farce about infidelity set in 1923
that is
London.
a very unique season.
Yeah.
There's nothing on there that's sort of like pedestrian.
Yeah,
you know.
it's all fun, but it's all entertaining. It's all, it takes you everywhere, right? You've got the powerful
so
drama.
Give
You've
the
got
website again where people can, and on there there's a ticket button, a donate button, everything. Right?
Yeah, hit both of those buttons, tickets
Yeah.
and donate at cconstellation.org.
And you know what? You're wearing a
constellation.org.
Space Candy T-shirt. And so what's the website? Can you order online?
You can go to spacecandy. It's gospacecandy.com.
So how are your internet sales?
We're doing very well. Or you go to thecandyspace.com. The Candy Space is my store. Check it out.
Cool.
Come by Lake George, New York.
Well, you
but
just
come down to
got
Bloomington.
your hour-long commercial, Chad. So
We did it. We finally made it up here.
Well, listen, this has been a great getting to know you and learning more about what's happening right now. And you have piqued my interest quite a bit with that season. It sounds very unique. It's stuff that I know nothing about or I've ever seen or heard of. So it's fresh, right?
Yep. You've got your classics like, Enemy of the People and Annie and The Cottage, but you've got new work that's never been seen before. So come to Heist and
wait a minute, Annie. I've seen at least 4 times, But I love that show. It's got a great heart.
So it's literally everything.
Yeah.
It's that mix of new and established.
Which one is your so-called holiday show?
Annie is what we do.
Annie is, well, of course.
Yeah, it's tangentially
families
happens
are looking for something to do together.
There's a
right?
Christmas tree in that show.
Yeah, and one thing I always promote about Cardinal in the past and all you all is that people should look at a visit to the theater there as make a night out. That's a great thing I loved about Bloomington. When I come down, I have dinner at a nice restaurant like Michael's Place, the
Uptown
Cafe. We went to college together. I knew him when he was a long-haired hippie, and I was too. But anyway,
you're speaking my language though. It's
and that happens to be. He said it. Eric Mendoza's favorite restaurant.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
It's one of mine too. The Louisiana hot pepper chicken there. That'll make your night. But that's what makes theater so great. If you go to movies, you usually save room for.
They got a ton of ethnic restaurants there too.
Yeah, we have 4th
right?
Street. Yeah. So the arts gets you to go make a night out of it. You bring. No matter what community you're in, you're spending money downtown.
I bet you there are a lot of Airbnbs in that town too. So let's give them all a shout.
Yeah, and Grant Street Inn is where
it is a great
big supporter of us.
attraction. A weekend getaway. Right?
Yep, you can you can make a night of it. You can make a weekend of it, you'll have good meals. You can go kayaking.
Well, thanks again for driving up here, and great to see you. And look for me on the aisle.
I sure will. Thanks for having me, Tom.
Our thanks go out to our media sponsor, Urban Times. Urban Times is a monthly news magazine which serves as the official newsletter for 15 Indianapolis neighborhoods, offering news about development, arts and entertainment, and from the business community. Thank you for joining me on the aisle. Please subscribe to my podcast, and if you want to hear previous episodes, find them on the All Indiana Podcast Network, or listen to them wherever you get your podcasts. This is Tom Alvarez.
Who will take center stage on the podcast next? Your seat on the aisle with Tom Alvarez awaits. Follow Tom on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and make sure to visit tomalvarez.studio. Watch Tom every other Thursday on Lifestyle Live on Wish TV, and make sure to listen every week here on the All Indiana Podcast Network.